Amigos y amigas de Pogopedia, estamos acá con un ícono de los 90, la leyenda misma, el señor Jerry Cantrell, que viene a presentar a Argentina por primera vez solista su último trabajo, I Want Blood. Jerry, nice to meet you. How are you? How is your staying so far?
Oh, it's good, man. It's always good to be able to come down. We don't get the opportunity to come down as often as we'd like, so I'm glad we got to do these three shows in Santiago and Buenos Aires and Sao Paulo. It's going to be fun tonight.
Your latest album, I Want Blood, is out, and we know you invited some closest friends to collaborate with, such as Duff McKagan, Mike Brodin, and Greg Pugiato, amongst others. So the question would be, since this is your project, right? I assume you have to give them some guidelines and steer the album's direction. So was it hard for you to draw the line between friendship and work and let them know what you want?
No, it's not difficult at all. The good thing about working with everybody that I worked with on this record, I've made other records with them too. So Mike Borden and Robert Trujillo, we did Degradation Trip together. Duff McKagan and I worked on Brighton. I've also played on a few of Duff's records too. Gil Sharon, this is his second record too. So there's a familiarity there. And everybody has a really strong personality and a very unique sound. I have a certain vision that I'm trying to bring in, and everybody's trying to their best to try to bring the songs to a place where I want them to be. For instance, if I'm working on Duff's record, I'm not trying to make it sound like my song. I want to make it sound like his song. So I think everybody kind of works together that way too. There's plenty of room for everybody to be themselves, and for their personalities to shine through. But yeah, I love working with all these guys, and I'm lucky that they keep saying yes when I call up Duff and Robert and Gil and Mike and Greg and Lola and Vincent, and they were all down. So we just spent time jamming in my living room, jamming the songs. I flew up to Oakland and played with Mike up there a couple of times. Went out to Robert's rehearsal studio. We jammed together. We just jammed until the music was feeling good, and then we went in to record it. And all these guys are in pretty big bands, so
That's the benefit of having good friends.
well, I'm really lucky. Was able to catch them in between tours, but things just seem to line up that way. Once you get into motion, you just see what happens and see what's available. I'm just really grateful that everything worked out, and that the whole band of musicians came together on this record, because it made it the record that it is.
So now I'm intrigued by your latest album cover, right? We want to do like a full recap through your discography. What can you tell us about each of those photo shoots? Let's take for example your first album, Boogie Depot. What can you recall about this photo shoot?
What can I recall about the photo? That's shot on the Boggy River that runs very near my property in Oklahoma. So Rocky Shanks shot that, and Rocky's been a long time collaborating with Alice in Chains. They shot most of our early album covers. So yeah, I remember. I think we set up a bunch of piles of firewood too. So like we did a day shoot while I was on the river, and then when it turned dark, we lit them all on fire. It was in the moment, some being creative.
This photo shoot was mostly Photoshop or maybe some prosthetic.
No, it's just Photoshop. There might have been some rubber involved and stuff like that, some thin latex to show but it was kind of all put together. Again, when it comes time to make album artwork, it's just as important as the music that you're trying to make. So you want imagery to be strong, and hopefully maybe fit the work, and come up with ideas, and you try them out.
You don't have it physically here, your third album, Brighton, but that time you choose to go with an illustration instead of a photo shoot. Why was that call?
Well, we've been working with Ryan Clark for a number of years. Alice in Chains has used Ryan on Black Gives Way to Blue, The Devil Put Dinosaurs Here, and Rainier Fog. And he also did my last two records too, Brighton and I Want Blood. But he's a really talented guy, and we really like working with him. He's really creative, and when we find people that we like, we stick with them. You know what I mean? We kind of the same thing with the musicians on this record. I like playing with people that I know or that I've recorded with. Yeah.
Thank you so much. And for I Want Blood, you choose that photo on black and white. You say the title as the song itself that named the album was like evokes or encapsulates the concept of the album as a hitting hard record. What was the photo shoot then? What's the concept behind that?
Again, it was just a photo shoot. I got recommended a really cool photo artist named Darren Craig. Darren fucking Craig, actually. It's on his website. And I looked at his stuff and I thought he was a really talented guy. And we got together and we just tried some different setups. That particular shot is behind glass with water and some oil on the glass and some shadow. Pretty cool.
Would you say that the imaginary or the album concept is the latest thing to come in your creative process, or maybe something that you could have in mind before you start composing?
No, I mean, you just kind of, I don't know. I mean, I'm very in the moment, so you just live in the moment, one foot in front of the other. You know what I mean? You write some songs, you jam some songs, you record them, you start working on the artwork. It's all in the moment type stuff. You know what I mean?
Just like in Brighton, you close the album with Elton John's Goodbye, approved by the man himself. While on I Want Blood, you end the album with It Comes. Both songs that talks about departure, right? Throughout your career, you've been touching subjects as mortality and loss. Is your current take the same that was like 30 years ago, maybe?
It's just a part of life. I mean, it's a very human thing. Life is impermanent, and so it is a subject I return to, but it's because life ends for all of us. So those are just the natural parts of existing, I guess. And so being able to enjoy your time here, do the most you can with it, and see how long you can stick around. Along the way, people are going to go, and you're going to go too. So I don't really spend a lot of time morbidly thinking about it, but it's a hard-hitting subject and it's real, and I like to touch on things that are maybe I don't know, maybe hard to put in words, I guess.
And just to wrap it up, we have a few touring questions that we do to different artists that we love to do with you. So, beside your instruments, what's a personal item you must take on tour?
What's a personal item that I have to have on tour? I don't know. Nicorette and coffee and Diet Cokes.
Have you forgotten anything back home that made your tour miserable?
No, I brought everything I needed. Cool thing about going on the road is you can find most anything you need if you forget it. Yeah.
And what's something that makes a hotel shitty?
Oh, I mean, for me, it's got to be quiet and dark so I can get some sleep. Some hotels are mostly for, if you think about, most people are on kind of a normal schedule. I am not. So we usually don't get to the venue till about 2 or 3, and I don't really go to sleep until about 4 to 6 a.m. sometimes. So it's got to be dark and quiet. And if it's not dark and quiet, it's a shitty hotel.
Worst technical mess you face during a show?
It's live music, all sorts of all manner of things can go wrong. That's kind of the cool thing about a performance, being able to manage things that come up in the moment, to be able to, so maybe you can't hear yourself, or your gear's messed up, or I don't know, maybe the crowd and you aren't connecting, or maybe you're not performing well, maybe you're sick, that happens quite a bit too. So, but it's in the moment, you're trying to reach a level that of consistency, whereas if any of those things happen, it's still got a pretty high floor. I mean, it's not going to be too shitty, even if it is maybe not perfect. So it's always cool, saying hello to folks. I said hi to a bunch last night, passed a bunch of guitar picks out. It's pretty cool that people are connected with the music and care about it, and that the best part of the job is going to happen here in a couple of hours. I get to stand on a stage in front of people and play my music for them, and that's what they came here to see. And so I'm going to try to do it as well as I can, and have a couple hours with them. And and that's something that you can share. It's a memory that's shared. It's a shared experience, and it only happens once. Yeah, so it's cool.
So, since this is your first time here in Argentina as a solo artist, right? Aside from the show, best thing you experienced during any of these visits here?
Oh, hopefully tonight will be. I mean, we've had a good time since we've been here. We flew in yesterday morning, so it was nice walking around the city. We went and had a nice steak dinner last night. I think I went down to the casino for a minute, down to the boat. I've been watching American football all day. My team just won, so I'm very happy about that. But hopefully the highlight will be the gig tonight.
What about the casino? Was a win or a lose night?
I won $30.
Cherry, thank you again for your time. Last thing is anything you would like to say to your fans in Argentina?
Oh man, I appreciate the support, and let's have a fun night tonight.
Thank you so much. It's an honor to meet you.